We're back here in Swannanoa, North Carolina at the warehouse. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part. And we're doing a marathon fundraiser here online today. And we're trying our best to see how much we can raise in support for Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas. We're here today. Thankful for your viewership. Thank you for tuning in. And Brother Greg, I'm so glad that you're here, taking time out of your busy day. There's so much going on here today, but even with all the operations going on in the warehouse, we're still here today trying to get that next load to the Bahamas. And already we've seen 50 tons of supplies packed right here in Western North Carolina by volunteers, people that love the Lord, local people, families that have come by, and they've packed these boxes of hope, and now they're headed to the Bahamas. And we're thankful for that first load, but there's a serious issue and a continuing problem in the Bahamas, we need to continue to help, and that's what we're trying to do today.
And we are, Winston, and so hope you log back on because we need your support and your help.
Yes, sir.
And anytime you do something like this, you always have the technical difficulties you got to deal with in even modern day technology of today. And so I think we got everything back up and running. So pick up that phone right now and call us. Share the post. Share what we're doing. We only have 30 minutes left, I believe, to be able to get this next level taken care of. And I know we're over 25,000 at this point in time, and we need to raise $50,000. And so here's what I want to do. I want to share an anonymous gift from some folks that appreciate what we're trying to do, and a challenge gift. For the next 30 minutes, I want you to do your very best to match it or go beyond it. They're doing a challenge gift in the Gate City area of Virginia for $10,000 to help us reach this goal. And so thank you so very much. And would you do your very best right now to meet this challenge gift? We only have 30 minutes left to do that.
Now look, here's what people need to understand. A $10,000 gift, that is 5 pallets, 5 complete pallets of boxes of hope. That's 500 boxes of hope. That is an incredible, that's food, that's water, that's juice. That is a box of hope going to somebody in need. And an anonymous donor there out of Gate City just bought 5 pallets worth of boxes of hope. And what a challenge, what an opportunity. Maybe your business would like to match that $10,000 gift. Maybe your church would like to match that $10,000 gift. Maybe you as an individual, your family would like to give a legacy gift and sponsor 500 of these boxes of hope to be taken to the Bahamas. Every dollar you give, every ounce of effort you put towards this will go to help people in need today. Now, for just a few seconds, we want to cut away to some footage of the Bahamas. We want you to see the devastation that's there. Then we'll come right back and we'll do this final push going towards 12 o'clock. Pick up the phone, call 828-667-1912 or toll free 1-855-435-7494. And Brother Greg, how can they go online and give?
And they can go to heartswithhands.org right now. So do your very best as we go to the clip, and we're going to try to get us a total to let us know what we got to do over the next few moments.
Yes, sir. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and share the new post. Good evening from Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. I'm Winston Parrish with Hearts with Hands, and I hope you're doing good tonight. I hope you're safe. I hope you're dry, and I hope you're warm as Dorian makes its way towards the North Carolina coast. We've been on the ground since Wednesday. Andrew Weinbarger and myself have made up the team on this hurricane, and we've been tracking and watching Dorian to see what she does. And as you know from watching the news, there wasn't a whole lot of damage or anything that we saw immediate need-wise in Florida, and we're thankful for that. And then as we worked our way up 95, the east coast of Georgia into South Carolina, we were able to stop last night in Savannah, Georgia, and thankfully there wasn't a whole lot of damage there. They did receive some tropical storm force winds, minor flooding, and then yesterday evening, late into early this morning, Charleston, South Carolina did have some quite extensive flooding. Most of it was in business areas and non-residential, and we're thankful for that. So as we've made our way up, this has been a long journey from Florida. We're now on the coast of North Carolina, and it looks like, according to forecasts, that here will be the place that Dorian makes its closest approach to the East Coast. So this community, again, is under mandatory evacuation. There's no one here. All the stores, all the shops are closed, and everyone is hunkered down either in their homes or they've evacuated to another area. So what we'll do is we'll assess the damage in the morning as the storm comes on tonight, and into the morning we'll be watching to see if an area of need arises. If there's any community that loses power for an extensive amount of time, it will be a problem for them. If there's a community that sees a tornado spun off of this storm, like so many other places happen today, we'll be there to help those folks. So wherever the need arises, we'll be there to help. We'll be there to offer the assistance that is waiting staged back in Asheville. Tractor trailer loads of water and supplies are ready to go anywhere on the East Coast where Dorian may hit. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for keeping up with us. You can go to heartswithhands.org to find out how you can help today. This team is on the road because of God's people supporting this effort. Remember, we're to be salt, we're to be light, we're to be different, and we're to love our neighbor. And that's why we're here today. We're carrying the heart of Christ with hands of compassion. We love you, we appreciate you, and we will see you soon. Welcome back into the live studio here in Swannanoa, North Carolina. North Carolina. We've been in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida this last couple of days as Hurricane Dorian made its track towards the eastern North Carolina coast, and especially there at Atlantic Beach. We were there overnight as the hurricane came in, and we saw some damage obviously in Ocracoke Island and Hatteras, and we're praying for those folks today. There was some flooding that happened there, and we'll again continue to check on them. We've talked with emergency management officials there, and so far there is not a need for Hearts with Hands to respond in a major way there. We will continue to help and to observe that issue. But as we go forward today, the focus is the Bahamas. Remember, Hurricane Dorian, Category 5 storm, landed there, made landfall in the Bahamas as a Category 5, and pretty much just stopped for over 36 hours and absolutely destroyed and devastated that place. Andrew Weinberger, who is the absolute media czar of many ministries here in Western North Carolina, an incredible man, owns his own business and does such a great work for Hearts with Hands, Ralph Sexton Ministries, Trinity Baptist Church, C.T. Townsend Ministries. An incredible, gifted man, him and his wife Emily. They give so much to the Lord and to the ministry. And he and I were able to go and be a part of many disasters together. We went to Katrina together, and that's kind of where I think the bug bit me, if you will, if you'll excuse me.
Well, I remember this, that when all of us went to Katrina, we stayed in my camper down there, and Winston was a small young lad at that time.
Yes, sir.
And so he said, I want to stay with Greg. Everybody else was sleeping in tents
and pop-ups
and
with no
air conditioning. He said, I want to go stay
I was
with Greg.
thankful for Brother Greg that had the camper. But this, Hearts with Hands, and you'll excuse me as I've choked down all the dust here in the warehouse today. I'm related to those allergies.
Yes.
But Hearts with Hands has been such a part of my life. My grandfather and my grandmother, Ralphie Musette Sexton, God burdened them in '92 to start a disaster relief organization, a faith-based organization, and it was born out of Trinity Baptist Church at 216 Shelburne Road here in Asheville. And Hearts with Hands began to grow, and it began to change in its footprint. It became so big in what it was doing, and it had to go outside the walls of the church. It became its own entity, and since then has done so much for so many people literally all over the world. My father, Dwight Parrish, who was the first director of Hearts with Hands, he had a burden for international missions and international need, and so together as a family we moved to Costa Rica, and there in Central America. We established the first Hearts with Hands International Mission Work. And for 11 years we were there and established many works, did many projects there in Costa Rica and Cuba, all over Central America. At the same time, we were doing works in India and in Australia. There were tons of things going on. And still in the United States, storm response, hurricane response, tornado response, and Hearts with Hands has just continued to grow and continue to expand, and God's just given it a niche to help people. And a few years ago, one of the former directors, Mr. Bill Bradley, who went on to be with the Lord, we miss him so very much. He got very sick, and we appreciate him and his family and all that he did for Hearts with Hands. Miss him so very much. And there was a need, and there was a hole, and there was a gap. And Brother Greg Lentz was on the road full-time as an evangelist, has his own ministries and own responsibility, and said, hey, I'll come alongside, I'll pick up the torch, I'll run with it. And God has absolutely blessed this ministry since you took over as director. And it's been incredible to see God just explode this ministry, the warehouse, the different things that God has opened doors up for, such as the homeless children here in Buncombe County, the backpack lunches that we do, coats in the winter, and then continuing to do storm response, fire devastation response there in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. So God's just exploded opportunities for Hearts with Hands to help people. But we want to thank you. I'm an associate pastor there at Trinity Baptist Church, and then whenever a storm happens or a disaster comes up, they allow me to kind of go on loan to you for a while to help and to be a part. And we're thankful for a church like that. Our pastor, Dr. Ralph Sexton, again, the founder, still has a heart and a vision for Hearts with Hands, and we're thankful for him and his leadership today. But I want to thank you personally for your continued hard work, your work ethic. You are a madman when it comes to work, and you don't stop, you don't give up, and you keep the main thing the main thing.
Yep.
And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, from my family, from our church family where you're a member now. And we thank you, and we appreciate you, and we've got your back. And, you know, Trinity's a local church. We wish we could write a check for $4 million today and let's help the Bahamas and rebuild homes and houses, but that's not reality. The reality is today we all need to pitch in.
And
we all need to help and do our part. Every bit helps. So in the last few minutes here, we've got 15 minutes until we close out the online portion of this fundraiser. It will continue into the night tonight. You can still call, but you can call 828-667-1912 or toll free 1-855-435-7494 or log on to heartswithhands.org. We were just given a $10,000 challenge gift.
Yep.
And we're asking someone out there listening today, maybe you're on the radio, maybe you're watching on the live stream on the website or on Facebook, and you can give a matching gift of $10,000. That would be 5 pallets of Boxes of Hope, 500 units.
Right. That would
help
go
500
into the hands
families
and the lives of these folks affected by Hurricane Dorian. Let me give you the quick update total to let you know where we're at. We're at $35,627.11 as of 11:30 a.m. So keep giving, keep calling, keep going to the website.
Yes, sir.
We need your prayers, we need your support, and we need you to help us for the next few minutes get across this goal of 50,000. Wouldn't it be something if we could reach that? And as Winston said, we'll go off at 12 on the live portion, but then you keep giving, you keep sharing as you go back and watch this this evening, tonight, when folks get off from work or things of that nature. They can still give and go to the website. They can call the office and they can give online or call the office that way. Or if you want to write to us, you can do that. Just let us know that amount. That lets us know how we can put that into the total and the tally. to let us know where we're at financially to be able to get this next load on the ground and into the hands and hearts of those folks affected by Hurricane Dorian. So again, we want to thank, we've got another gift, Sandra from Weaverville, North Carolina, for $200. And we want to say thank you so much for your gift.
Yes.
Go to the phones right now. We need your response. Share what we're trying to do over the next 15 minutes. And let's have a miracle 15 minutes of folks giving, folks praying, folks helping, and folks supporting. 828-667-1912, and then you can give them that 800 number.
1-855-435-7494. Just a few minutes left. You pick up the phone, you call. If you're watching online on Facebook, please let us know where you're watching from. We want to say hello to you. We want to thank you for your viewership. Thank you for being a part today. And we're at $35,600 headed towards our goal by the end of the day today of $50,000. Again, we'll go offline at 12 o'clock, but the fundraiser continues.
Right.
We'll continue into the night, and we will pray and ask the Lord to help meet that need of $50,000. Now to recap, we started today at 8 a.m. with a zero balance. We had already emptied the warehouse, 50 tons of supplies already in the ground, on the ground in the Bahamas. We tractor-trailered that supply to Florida, to small airports and to heliports. And from Florida, small aircraft and Black Hawk helicopters took that supply and took it to the Bahamas. And so today, because of your gift and because of your effort and because of your hard work and your labor of love, people in the Bahamas today are eating food that you packed. They're drinking bottled water that you put in a box of hope. And we thank you for that. And we give the Lord all the praise and the glory and the honor for that. We're so humbled just to be a part. We're so honored just to carry the torch. And we've got work to do. There's been such devastation. There's been such ruin. There's been loss of life. There's still hundreds missing, and there's still a great need. And we still have that responsibility. And we need you right now in this next few minutes as we close out online to pick up the phone and call 828-667-1912 and please give to the best of your ability. So many people have called and given large gifts, obviously, but then there's been gifts for $5. There's been gifts for $7. We had a little girl give $1. No amount is too small when it comes to a disaster of this nature. And we need you to go online, heartswithhens.org. Right there.